Okay, we usually start this meeting, the last Monday of the month, and this is our community meeting. This meeting was, designed for the community to come out and to find out what their police department is doing. Any questions that they may have, anything that they may see, just any questions at all pertaining to the police department. This is what it is that we do at the end of the month on every Monday, last Monday in the month, to get the community to come out and have community unity and to get to know the officers. We have our department heads here. I'm talking about traffic records and investigations, triad, resource officers, DARE, and all of these people be able to respond to any questions that's pertaining to the police department and to law enforcement here in the town of Vidalia. Okay, usually we get started as we just did with a prayer, because even when nothing else works, prayer is everything. And I always put the good Lord first. Sometimes people say that I put the good Lord too much into politics, but this is not politics. This is the way of life. This is life, and without it, I would like to see someone get up and try to do anything else. Usually, I start off with the monthly reports. We had a total of 371 incidents this month. We had 3 burglaries, 11 thefts, 4 shoplifting, disturbance 11, 13 accidents, 40 arrests, 1 DWI, and I say it all the time, people must be on drinking today, but hey, look, it's coming. And 3 felonies. Our tickets, our citation, we have 107. We had 73 speeding tickets this time, 14 driving under suspension, and 3 window tint violation and 6 seatbelt violation. We know that it's much more out there, but we won't be able to catch it all. What I'm to do is, we have the mayor here tonight, and ask him if there's anything that he would like to say or he wants to speak, and then our aldermen and then the community that showed up tonight, if they have anything that they want to say before we finish off our monthly meeting, if that's okay with you all, man.
Thank you, Chief.
Yes, sir.
First of all, I want to commend the police department for doing an outstanding job. As I said the other day when we had our Thanksgiving dinner, how great a job that this particular police officers are well known throughout the state. The Chief is reading off the numbers. I can tell you every day I look at the list. Everybody else has got this list. We have this list. Some people even said Mayberry RFD is what they call it today. And I'm glad to hear that. The lowest crime rate, ladies and gentlemen, in the state of Louisiana, of a municipality our size, state of Louisiana. And that's because of training, which you're constantly, Chief, you're constantly sending your officers to training, and we appreciate that. When someone stops you, they know what they're doing, and I'm proud of each and every one of them. As I say many, many times, we have the best employees. I don't repeat myself, you heard it on many times. We have the best employees in the state of Louisiana. The best quality of life in any municipality that I've been to, the size of this community, period. And we're very proud of that. I keep reiterating the lowest crime rate. Those numbers are there. They're easy to go and look at. And Chief, you do a great job, and thank you for that.
Thank you.
Proud of each and every one of you.
Thank you, man.
Looking forward to the next year, right around the bend. 2016 will be a great year for us. Got a lot of different things getting ready to take place. But it all starts in the institute. I want you to know that. I don't hardly ever get a complaint. somebody called, Jenny called, well, they stopped me for speeding, or this or that. I can't remember the last time I got a call to that effect. I do know this, when someone calls, you respond immediately. I've had people call and tell me that. Skibbins, I think you can attest to that. We always have our police officers going by. Had a lady call, the first time I had a call, she just said, you know, I'm 78 years old, and I'm kind of concerned about being here by myself, and put a light up her house. And she said, your officers come by a good bit, and I appreciate you. I said, well, thank you very much for that. But that's basically all I can say. Continue to do the great job you're doing, and we're very proud of you. Mr. Stevens, I'm going to turn it over to you. Since you've been here as long as I have, what, 20-something years, 30-something years? Go ahead.
On this neighborhood watch program, which I guess is the main idea that everybody's here tonight, takes the neighborhood people to make this work.
That's right.
You can't do it with 2 or 3 people. And we try and encourage more and more people to come. Those of you that are here need to get your neighbors involved in, because it's not going to work with 4 or 5 block captains trying to do the whole time. You got to have your friends and your neighbors have to participate. You know, if you see something in your neighborhood that doesn't belong, call the fire. I call the police department. They'll send somebody there and check it out. Might be somebody going down the block just looking for somebody's house with no lights on. 5 minutes later, that police car rolls by. He ain't coming that neighborhood. He's going somewhere else. And that's all it takes sometimes, just a phone call. It's a suspicious call. But encourage your friends and your neighbors to come to these meetings when they have them, so this thing will work like it's supposed to. You know, I see the ones that are here are the ones that are here, and I've been to all the meetings, and it's the same people there. But try and build up your neighbors to come to these and get them involved to make this program work.
Alderman McCoy?
Anything I say at this point sounds like what they already said, but being a police officer is the #1 hardest job that's done here in the city. It's not taking anything from what anybody else does here, but putting your life on the line for the citizens. If you aren't safe every day, all other stuff we fuss and argue about means nothing. Safety first. And we, the chief, and this board makes that's priority #1, that the citizens are safe here. And we have well-qualified, well-trained people at this department. And I hear about, man, I got stopped, I was speeding, or they said I was speeding. Well, their radar gun said you were speeding, or their radar said you were speeding. But would you rather not have that police presence? Stand outside your house and just watch how long before you see a black and white pass by. That's comforting to me. That's comforting to me when my 71-year-old mama is locked in the house and she says she's falling and she can't get up. And John Dale finds a way to get in the house that I can't get in. And got poison out for the next 3 weeks. I appreciate that. And only somebody of this caliber who's willing to lay it on the line all the time would do something like that. So I applaud you.
Okay, we had our city officials to speak. Is any other city official in here that would like to say anything? Our citizens, do you all like to say anything, y'all? Yes, ma'am.
I just wanted to say a thank you to Officer Berry She came and presented a program on safety to the Vidalia Garden Club last month. It was very well received. We do appreciate it a great deal. Provided us with some very good information about staying safe through the holiday season. And I think that a lot of the ladies came away from that meeting with new information that they did not have before. And we really appreciate her taking the time out of her schedule to come and speak. And on a personal note, I want to thank the officers who kept an eye, because I know they did, and kept an eye on my house while I was in Houston visiting my son and daughter-in-law for Thanksgiving holidays. I had some neighbors say, police officer coming by here every 30 minutes. Well, I don't know about that, but I appreciate y'all looking after my house.
Okay, any other citizens would like to say anything? Anybody? Anyone? Okay, this is, like I just stated, this is our end of the month meeting for community unity. And as just spoken, I want to thank Ms. Georgiana for the program that she's initiated and helped and is involved with. But I learned something about a set of questions, so I'm gonna go to communication on what you just stated about you was out of town. I'm gonna get the communication supervisor and ask her to just put a little bit more on to that why and how and what a person can do when they go out of town or either when they're at home and don't feel very safe. Mrs. Morales.
Good evening, my name is Taz Morales, and I'm a communication officer. In communications, we have a security check report. If any of you all go out of town for the holidays, it's just general information that you can come up to the department and fill out, or if you call in, I think Ms. Powell, you all called in, and we fill the information out for you. And it's just general information, your address, who's requesting the extra patrol. If you have an alarm system, if anyone else have keys to your home, just in case if anything happens and we need to go over and check. Emergency contact, and a date that when you're leaving, date and time, and when you're returning back home, we ask that, give us a call, or either come by and let us know that you're back. But this is just not done just for holiday time. It's any time that you're out of town for 1 day, 2 days. One house we patrolled, I think for like 6 months, she was out of town. So it's just any time. The only thing you have to do is just call the police department and ask for communications or dispatch, and we'll fill this form out for you. Any questions on that?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Morales. Our school resource officers, Ms. Bowman, she's not here. You know that she had death in the family, and we have one of our school resource officers that's sitting in the back there. Would you like to say anything, Mr. Winston? Okay, Ms. Metcalf, Beverly Metcalf, she went to the school resource, both to the initial
Advanced.
and the advanced.
Basic and advanced.
The basic and the advanced classes, and so she knows more about it than her, and I think the supervisors went to it also. You would like to say something tonight?
Well, just basically want to say what a school resource officer is basically we're certified police officers that are placed into the schools, and we just basically make sure that the school is safe, the kids are safe, and that that the kids are in an environment where they're safe from any crime or any disturbances where they can learn. We're mentors. Just like anything that a parent can do, that a school resource officer picks up on that end of it. And we make arrests, we we do make arrests, we don't try to make arrests, we don't want to make arrests, but, sometimes, you know, you have to do what you have to do. So, and basically, that's basically what a school resource officer is. Any questions?
Any question on that line? She could go into depth of detail about it. It's a lot more than what she just stated, but we are just here because of time that we're trying to get it done. And we know a lot of people got, some people got some things that they had to do, but they did come out tonight to be with us. And like I say, some of the same faces shows up at each one of our meetings every month, regardless of what the weather looked like out there. And I just want to say thank you for that. And the rest of our community, we encourage them to come out also so they can get to know what it is that is going on as far as law enforcement in our community. I always say, before I can talk about anything or before I can accuse anybody of anything, I have to know the whole story. I have to know what the whole story is before I could go and start telling somebody what's going on in this department or that department, you see. And so Ms. Metcalf would have been able to tell in detail, but while she's standing there, she's also with our triad program, and our other supervisor, she's off today also. We did these things without really thinking about the holidays and what was going on, and we gave some of the people's vacation and let them take off. And then, like I say, sickness and death, we have no control over that. So do you want to say anything about the triad program?
What little bit I do know about Triad, we just basically, we deal with the elderly in the community. Anything, we have like maybe over 300 elderly people that we service in the city of Vidalia. And we just go out, we make calls, house calls, and now we have a SALT board, which is the seniors in law enforcement. And we have two ladies that actually do the calling for us while we go out in the communities. And we actually have one of the ladies here that does one of the call outs. But basically, we just go out in the community, check on the elderly. They call us, we go out, service them any way we can.
Okay.
Any questions?
And any way you can is,
We go pick up their medications. We'll just in any form that we can, other than taking them to the doctor or anything like that. We'll go over if they need us to sweep their floor. I guess we'll do that. You know, things of that on that line.
they make sure that they have their meals, those seniors that receive meals from,
Well, that has to do with council on aging, and they take care of that part.
but you all make sure when you go in and touch that person, you all know whether they have had their meal or.
That's correct.
Okay, so you all.
We're hand in hand with council on aging. So whatever they know, we know. What we know, they know.
And how many people have you all identified in the city?
About 340 something.
And like I say, the supervisor, she's not here tonight on this, but also the triad program was implemented not to step on the council on aging's toes, but I'm so thankful to the good Lord that we all got together and we started working together. You see, triad was initiated because of companionship. We have older people or seniors that's at home that may have children that's out of town, their loved ones or spouses have passed on and they're at home by themselves. You see, a lot of time people don't know and don't understand that when we get a call, a medical call, that we go to someone's house, and all of these officers can attest to that we'll go in and we'll find someone, a senior, that had died. No one children is around, stepchildren or relatives coming around. That's the primary goal of the TRIAD program, is to go around and to bring companionship to the elderly, because you know we have had situations where people have been in the house dead or deceased for 2 to 3 weeks, and the only way that because family didn't get along or because of whatever situation was, kids had to actually smell the odor before someone investigated. And so we trying to get all of our seniors and anyone who would allow us to do this. You see, it hadn't, this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to help everybody. And I'm so thankful that we have the group that we have and the people that we have doing these things, because they're kind. And like I said, I want to continue to thank the Council on Aging and the other groups that's helping us with this, Feed the Hungry and things like this. We can get out and be able to give out meals during the holiday at no cost to the police department or to the city. People is volunteering this thing. It's something about when charity start working. You know, it's something about it, regardless of what. Regardless of all the hatred that's in the world, when people start giving and when people start doing something with a kindness, everybody want to get involved in it. And this is what we're relying on. Okay?
Another good point, almost 28% of our population is over 65 years of age.
Oh.
Even more so than that, almost 40% of that 28% live by themselves. So they have, you and I, as you well know, went to visit individuals that were by themselves, one person they saw.
That's right.
Another good program that we've got is if someone is on oxygen, we've got those individuals' name, we know where they live, and immediately we respond to, if we have the lights a period of time, the electricity may be off, we're immediately going to their house to make sure that their apparatus is working. If it's not, then we'll disperse oxygen to those individuals that need it. And we've had some almost got there too late, but now we've got it on the books now, and we know who they are. And they respond immediately along with our fire department EMTs. That's a big number. These smaller towns like this, you know, you take those numbers, they live by themselves. It's unbelievable.
And also, TRIAD deals with the victimization of the elderly, the older adults. So with my background in law enforcement, when I go into a residence, I can readily tell if there's some type of victimization going on at that residence, and then we'll call the necessary people that we need to call, and that has been done. I've done a couple workup cases on some victimization here in the city, and hopefully we won't have any more, but you know, we may.
Well, another thing, they get these phone calls to try to duplicate their money. And we talk to them about those programs there. You'd be amazed. They get phone calls from these groups from wherever, India, whatever may be the case, tell them they get this program, that program, and $20, $30, $30 here. So
And that is part of the victimization of the older adults. Yes, ma'am.
What is held our street, Concordia Avenue, in front of our houses, is light. They put in a street light, thank you, Mr. Hiram. Got me a street light after 60 years. And that is what has helped
anyone
us.
else, and we do that all the time. There's some people don't have the money to pay for those, and there's concern to be there about themselves. Let us know if you have any of your neighbors that need something, or if you need it yourself, let us know. That's what we're here to respond.
Well, the lights are comforting to some, but some widows or whatever, are by themselves, they live in a house, 4 rooms, you know, whatever. That's what they have to
Right.
look at. And without this young lady and her workers, you know, they stop by, they know somebody's coming. And that means a lot, because we have a lot of widows in our neighborhood, you know, and I've seen them quite a few times go to the house, go in and visit for a while just to make sure. No matter what we're doing around there, we know they okay, we're watching.
Absolutely.
But they stopped to bring that other party in. And some of the policemen have came when I called, because somebody maybe got a little scared, a little nervous, thought they heard or saw something. No matter what we did to check it, we still called one of them to secure them, that they came and checked. So, you know, they're out there working it.
Did you want to say anything? You want about callers?
Oh, man. Good evening. I'm
Good
Vivian Bradford, and I am a volunteer. I call our seniors, because I too am a senior, so therefore I enjoy conversations. And tonight I was on Spruce, and I forgot the other one, Spruce and Oak, couple of streets, but anyway, one lady I called, we had a very good conversation. So she's looking for me to come over and visit because she says that you really make my evening because I don't get, no one calls me that much. And she said, you have such a pleasant personality. I hope that you won't forget. And I said, I promise you, I won't forget. And you see me before you know I see. In fact, you might tell me to go home and don't come back. I said, I can hold you a conversation. And I can keep you well entertained. And it's Devin, I tell you, I can entertain you.
Very good.
Thank you. Are there any more questions? I did go to your mom's house. She won't answer the door.
Okay, Miss Georgiana?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I was told you could hold a mic too. No, Miss Georgiana is with our neighborhood watch and also our community unity, and she's really been a weapon and access to this department. And also grants, and it's a few other titles that she holds, and eventually we'll get around to it. We can't cover it all tonight.
Well, I'd just like to thank all of you for coming, and I love my little ladies back there, because anytime I have something or call, they are always here. I have a little sheet that says 10 tips for safety holidays, and I'm gonna ask Ms. Morales to pass those out to you. I'm not gonna read them. It's some things that you can do in your home during the holidays, because we all love to decorate. So please follow those safety tips to make sure you stay safe. And the other things that I'm gonna just talk quickly about is safety tips while you're out shopping. You wanna make sure that you park in a well-lit area. You wanna make sure that when you're walking to your car, you walk with confidence. Don't walk like you're scared. Make sure you have your keys in your hand when you're going to the car. Clean your car trunk out. You know, most of us have our trunk filled with stuff like me, you know, and then we go to the car, we raise our trunk up, and people can see all this stuff in our trunk, and we can't put other stuff in the trunk. So clean your trunk out before you go shopping, so when you put your bags in your trunk, you can put them in there very quickly and slam the trunk. When you're in the mall, don't carry a bunch of cash, because when you're flashing cash, you don't know who's watching you. So when you're flashing cash, these people that's looking for somebody to knock off might be watching you, and then they can take that cash from you very quickly before you can snap your finger. So try to carry very little cash, and also if you can, and a lot of you, I know you don't like to, but shop with checks or with credit cards. That's a lot safer, and then you can you can get your cash back quicker with credit cards or checks than you can with cash. There's no recourse on those, okay? While you're shopping, make sure that you carry your purse on your shoulder, kind of in the front, not sagging to the back, because when people jerk your purse from the back, it's gone. When they do jerk your purse, let it go. Don't chase them. Because once you chase them, you don't know who you're chasing, you don't know what they have, and it's not worth it, okay? Your life is worth a lot more than a purse or a few dollars that you have in your purse. So make sure you just let them go. Get to the nearest phone, call the police, or get the cashier to call the police or 911, and try to get a description of them if you can, but please do not chase them. At your home, make sure that you have your shrubs cut back. have your house well lit. If somebody comes to your door, knock, saying that their car's broke down or they need to use your phone, don't let them in your house. Get the number, call for them, keep them outside the door, lock the door, and just tell them the information through the door. You don't know who you're letting in. It could be somebody that's gonna rob you, that's gonna kill you. Make sure you keep them outside the door, okay? And don't give information about yourself and about your neighbors to strangers. You don't know who you're telling that information to. You don't know what they're gonna do with that information. So with these tips, I hope you have a very safe holiday. Thank you.
Thank you. Our investigation department, investigate, Boyd, can you like to say something?
I don't have anything particular to say, but if there are any questions, I'll be glad to answer them. I would like to say that I don't see any unfamiliar faces, and I know I've told you all this before, but at this time in the existence of the Vidalia Police Department, we're lucky enough to have more investigators on duty at any time than had ever existed before in my lifetime that I'm aware of. Mr. Charlie, have we ever had more than 4 investigators? It's a plus. It really is a plus. Most that I've ever known of, there was 1. And everything that happened in the city got shipped to one guy. And it's humanly impossible to do. So even when you come along and you reduce it to just a felony crimes in one city, it's still a huge task for one person to do. So when we got 2, made it twice as good, then we got more. We have 4 full-time just investigators. We got another person that acts as an investigator. She's our juvenile investigator. She helps us with non-juvenile matters all the time. We assist her. It's a great thing. Anytime y'all need us, you can get in touch with us by just calling the police department. Every one of these guys in these dark navy blue uniforms, they're police officers. Every police officer on this planet is an investigator. That's where it starts. They start it out. They tell us the initial problem. All we do is we work different than they do. They work 12-hour shifts. They're off certain days. I work 5 days a week. I can come out on weekends. I can do the gopher work. That's what makes my job different. I can hang on to one problem longer than they can. They got to go out and answer calls. So they can't do that. That's why we exist. We have a lot of us now. My supervisor's been an investigator 30-something years. He's probably trained most of the investigators in this parish. I feel very fortunate to work with him. Just since he's been here these 2 years now, I think, Chief, he's been here 2 years. I've learned a lot. It's been great. If there's any questions, please ask now.
Thank you.
We have chip line cards. I know they've been handed out before, but if anybody else would like one,
Got one stuck in the board on my phone.
you can call these at any time. Along with calling our regular number anytime.
Right. Okay, and I also want to talk about our traffic department. We have so much traffic through Vidalia, and by being the thoroughfare of interstate bordering Natchez or Mississippi over here, people don't realize how much traffic we actually have come through Vidalia through a day's time, and then, oh Lord have mercy, through the holidays. You see, on any given day, when we usually get complaints about we got too many officers on the highway, people do not realize we have anywhere from 35 to 45,000 vehicles that comes through this town daily. You see, and I know Vidalia is just a town, a community of what, about 4,500 and something like that. But through the course of the day, it swells from anywhere from 4,000 to around 10,000 people daily. you know, this is with the schools and the businesses and other companies and businesses that's here in Vidalia, and the workforce that we have that's coming from other places. People look at it when they talk about 4,000, where we only have 4,500 and something. They don't realize all the people that's coming in here and what we have on our hands daily. That's right. And so we have to contend with that, along with, through the daytime, we found out that a lot of our burglaries take place during the daytime. And so, you know, we still have to have these people on the road. People usually don't complain until they're involved in a significant accident. The Signet 20 is our code. But until they're involved in an accident, they don't realize that, hey, look, when they see 1 or 2 or 3 police cars, we don't have too many. If you actually see the statistics that we actually have to go through daily, you say, Lord, get that boy some help and put 4 or 5 more vehicles on the road. And so, in saying that, I want my traffic captain, which in the Army they would call them grunt. They don't want to be out there actually seeing and face to face with these people. They the one that anytime we have on these uniforms, you know, we're in danger. Our families is in danger. Or the way the world, no, not the world, the way the people are today. You see, everybody that you have, I agree just with some of the negative comments that we get sometimes. Everybody that have a uniform don't have no business in a uniform, but that's even in the pulpit. That's even in the schools. You know, that's even in the hospital. That's human nature. But then it is some good people around, and I just thank God that I was blessed to live in what now they call Mayberry. You see, I'm just so blessed, you see, because 9 miles, okay, and maybe 9/10 of a mile, not putting nobody down. You see all of this stuff happening each and every day. Each and every day. It's happening here every day, but not as regular. And we wants to, I wants to, and they wants to take the credit for this right here, but we know we got an ultimate security. You see, because when we rest at night, or when we unconscious at night, or who take care of us then. Oh, there you go, talking about the good Lord again. Captain, come on out.
Thank you, I'm Terrence Williams, I'm Patrol Captain. We are here out here for the safety of the citizens of Vidalia and the state of Louisiana. You know, if you have any problem with anybody driving reckless or whatever, just call the police department, and we'll try to catch whoever violating the law to either write them a ticket or put them in jail. So, dealing with the safety of driving, you know, if you're going out to drink during these holidays, make sure if you're going out to drink, have somebody that's sober enough to drive with you, be your driver. And if you're going to shopping or whatever, just make sure that, you know, you pay attention to your surroundings, just like Ms. Georgiana was saying. And is there anything that y'all need to ask me as far as patrol?
Thank you.
We ain't talking about a motorcycle.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. I'm putting these people on the spot.
It was something that I need to mention that Ms. Berry didn't. If y'all going shopping or going out of town anywhere, do not put your information on Facebook or any social media. Do not do that.
Show those pictures when you get home.
We put these people on the spot, but sometimes people don't realize what pressure that a officer go through during the course of a shift, a 12-hour shift. From our youngest person, everybody has to grow up quick in this business. You see, we have to be the judge, jury, and the execution jury, all right there at the spur of the moment, or the spur of the moment, I should say. You see, we got one of our investigators, he holds a Juris Doctorate, but when we usually do our cases, or when we come, we are sending it over to the lawyers or the judges or to the jury. They have a whole week they have a whole month, sometimes 2 months to study over it. But when these officers out here that you see stop a vehicle, that's right, every time they stop a vehicle, their life is in danger. And Lord knows, each and every time I see one, stop one, Lord, don't let me have to go to his wife or children or parents and tell them that he just didn't make it. And so, look, we do all the training. I think that we had a lot of training, and I hadn't turned anyone down on the training part of it because I know that the laws changes every 6 months. Each time I have to go to the academy or to the Chiefs Association, that laws has changed. And so we got to stay abreast with it. We have to, plus we have to keep up our curriculum, our hours, to make sure that we'll be able to get paid through the state like that. And so, but anyway, these officers have to go through a lot of stuff. And so then we have the enforcement part of it. The mayor have the administrative part of it. And I thank God that we have a person like him that gave us the opportunity to do and to expand the way that we have. And not just coming in and trying to tell the police department what to do, but he asks questions on what it is that you need to do. How is it you need to do? And then the first thing he'll say, is it legal? Yeah, it is legal. And like I told someone, if I have to go to jail, it's gonna be strictly out of ignorance and not out of malice, you see, because this is all we wanted to do. Most of these officers you see here is dedicated to their job and their profession. And I can see the fire in some of them. And when you lose your passion for anything that you do in life, you might as well give it up. And I ask the good Lord to let me stay as long as I'm useful to someone, just wanting to help someone. And I hadn't forgotten about Charlie. Charlie's a mainstay here. I think Charlie rode with Buffalo Bill. But he's still around. Charlie, you want to say something?
Most thing what everybody have said, I agree with them. I've been a police officer for many years. I have been out here 45 years. Things have changed a lot from where I came from. And I am so proud of what we got here now with the officers, the young officers, and some of the older ones. And being here with them make a lot of difference with me. What I do to the younger guys, because I talked to some of them today, when they stop at traffic, I'm always out there watching, which I can tell them what to do and how to do it, just in case something did happen to them. And it's a thing that I used to pick up. Police work is my love work. I've been doing it so long, it's in my blood. And the chief get on me, but I slack up sometimes. I hear him, but inside of me, it's different. This is why I love it, what I'm doing.
It's a silver key mindset.
And my thing is, if you are the citizen, need anything from us, don't hesitate by calling us. We here for you all. And I work with the reserve office, and if you need to have a program or something like that, you always can get in contact with the station and they can call me. And I will have somebody, my guy there to help you all, wherever you all have. And we just here for y'all.
That's right. Okay. Also, some of the tips that we have, everybody was something, and everybody have skeletons in their closet. I rode around and I looked And some of the things I looked at, I could tell who was at home and who wasn't at home. You know, it's like the newspapers, the officers know accumulation of the newspapers in the driveway, nobody's picking them up. So if you leave out of town, ask somebody to pick up, if you get, you know, that extra mail or whatever, ask them to stop by and pick it up. The mailbox being filled up to the brim and stuff. I rode around and I could tell just about every person that was out of town over the holidays because no one picked up their newspaper, no one picked, and you see, and like I said, everybody was subject before. And these criminals, I thank God he turned me around. But anyway, these are things that you have to be able to watch, and the people take it for granted. And so Christy walked in, and she's our, like I say, she's our first DARE officer for the town of Vidalia. She's working through the sheriff's department along with the DARE program, but this is the first time that Vidalia Police had a DARE officer that was active and was able to tend to the people in the community and actually knows the little kids around the community. Christy, you want to say anything? Okay, well, look, we all, your family in blue, just continue to pray for you and your family, okay? So if we don't have any other, anybody else have any other questions?
I got one final statement.
Yes, sir.
I got a call commending the Vidalia Police Department for the Walmart bomb scare, how professional it was handled, how quick it was handled, and I just want to let you know that it's a great call for the state, so great job by your people.
Thank you, ma'am. The officers that showed up, and I'm pretty sure that all of them is doing it now because they don't want to be embarrassed by Big Brother is doing something just a little bit better than, and they're catching on. From our youngest one, Lane, he's showing great promise, and I thank God again that this is the last day in November because you see some of our officers got all that stuff up under their chin, and I don't like it. Okay, I just hate it because I can't grow it. That's all it is. I can grow a beard, but I'll be walking around here looking like a fat Abraham Lincoln. But anyway, thank you, ma'am, and I'm very proud of our officers doing that time of bomb threat. And right off, we didn't know if it was just, how you say it, prank call or what, until we started listening to the news and KNOE started reporting all across the state. And I also want to thank the state police and the sheriff's office and Veritas sending over a couple of units also. I want to thank all those people that came over here, and we're beginning to work together. You see, at one time, I've been in law enforcement 35 years, that's with military and all, and since 79, 80, we didn't have the cohesiveness that we have now with the sheriff's office. And you see our 13-year deputy sheriff also, we didn't have that togetherness that we have like we have with Faraday and what we have with the sheriff's office or what we have with the Natchez Police Department and with the sheriff's office. You see, we all is in law enforcement. It was a lot of backbiting, backstabbing. You know, that still exists in you for ignorance, but then what don't? You see, and so we'll be able to work together more and more, and I just want to thank the good Lord and these people, and I want to thank the community for showing up. We always have, basically, we see one or two new faces tonight, but every time this is what we have, and the new ones that comes out, that came out tonight, please get with the people that's in the neighborhood and let them know this is not our religious police department, because and a percentage of it is mine because I live inside the city limits. But that don't take nothing away from the officers who lives outside of the city limits, because they risk their life each and every day for it. And so we thank God, and if y'all don't have any more questions, anybody want to say anything?
I want to say one more thing. On the Christmas parade, Christmas decoration at your home, don't be afraid to put it out. I know one time we had some problems with that. We had people going around, bothering on these Christmas, just blatantly. So don't be afraid to put it out, but we on patrol, okay?
And also put out that, with the fireworks and the time that it happened, that call is on the map. What time you can do it and what time you just enforce it. He let us know about that part of it, and then he'll call me and ask me about, some of the laws on that side of it. You know, he well versed in his part of the law, and I'm well versed in my part of it. We actually, with all these ignorant laws that we have, we actually didn't need but 10. That's all. You figure it out. I'm through. Anything else?
We have refreshments in the back, and we ask that you please mark your calendar for December the 28th. That's when we'll have our next meeting.
Okay. Thank y'all for coming.